You got any access down? You
Nothing.
got Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I got Wi-Fi here. So facing this, so?
Everybody stay.
What, number 8 is stay?
Right, stay facing there.
So,
Oh, no. I thought the ball was coming from the other end. Ball don't face and the ball coming from the south.
okay. So somebody tell me that.
Ball coming from the south.
The other stream is staying. Bowling is 10 and stay is 8. So bowling facing. And it's like that? Stay is 8, like back of the bowling. Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like that? No. And Bob? That is Palmore over there. So here we go with the first ball of the regional police T20 competition. And teams in the meantime. You got your team, Andrew?
Yeah, let me continue from where we were. I give you
Could you only one number here is? Oh, problem.
how far you get? You
Only
get
Kadim
Kadim
Ali.
number 3. Michael Stewart, M-I-C-A-L, Stewart.
You don't have to put your number in like it's saying this one.
That means team
Sure, is it the number?
apparently that many numbers.
Sure, is it the number?
That many shirt numbers, that's the batting order.
Oh, shit.
So
I gave you, Ariana has your shirt number.
alright, but she ain't give me. Alright, let me put on your names first though. Come on. Michael Stewart, Roger Williams. Oh, what your name here? Oh yeah, Roger's number 12, so no, Roger ain't playing.
Ariana, just get tell you the score sheet, the team sheet. How your father and what we doing?
Pass that down.
I need your number just this morning for you doing it.
My boy didn't come on here, Barbados, yo. Yeah, really though?
There's who bowling?
This Rashid Padmore, the man who got. They forgot him, man, by the Barbados selectors.
Yeah, you get trust. You got trust in there. And we out there.
Not more the players.
Not more
Cup
the
and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
Play the call. Man, you can see 4-day competition.
Yeah.
The men even call it for the 4-day. Like this cup and all that.
You serious?
That's happening. That's happening.
That's happening. That's standard over here.
It's getting forgotten. The boy, remember, he had the blues today, remember? He don't be around.
Fifteen Ali? The little boy. Oh, but he's got a strong side, man. You telling me?
They want me, no, they want her to do. I want to be an agent. I can bet down my after retirement. I want to be an agent.
The secret agent?
So, see,
I want me to sell these players. I can bet he's $1 million man.
oh,
He's $1 million this time.
he can make Barbados
Get
thing?
him focus and put he in the
Man, but he's
He's
good
$1
enough.
million.
He's a good bowler, excellent batsman. Yeah, very good cricketer.
Superb athlete. Yeah, that's good. And when I'm about playing for the Barbados on the West Indies, you know, he's in these states.
No, I agree.
And now in Qatar and other places.
I agree. He's a top
And
boy.
selling he's in the West Indies. It's everything US, Canada. All about Asia. Coordinator.
First day, nothing perfect. We get work out. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, how you doing? No ball too.
Oh.
Free hit.
No ball is the ball. This guy can't start here. What were the other team?
See, you got a team there, right?
I got pretty small.
You got police team?
Yeah.
She should be able to give you. She can give you the British police team. She can give it to you.
Wait, let me give you
The ones that take, right? Do not run out golden.
and stay.
Golden.
Roll into the bottom.
Alright, so there's
Yeah, you send. Go deep. Huh?
Man.
So you might get it?
Pardon me?
It's not.
No, this is not my. Oh, this guy asked me to keep this one. Yeah, this is it. Oh my God, this one is.
So what? Yeah.
Oh, so you're looking
Turn that one, yes, sir. Next. You tell me that when they come back there, what you open at 6 o'clock? If we open at 6 o'clock. I opened the Marcos on campsite. I see one last night. This is my dog getting it home. I opened it. That way I was about to keep. I eat that way. I will open at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I see those is done at 60.
You don't want me working.
I think those got behind that side at 6, man. No, it's not 6, huh?
Big
So
soon.
it's about 4, about 6 at some point.
That's much more.
No?
So, to be honest with you though, are you really falling down for you? That's the way it's
Yes, you head.
I watched a little bit. I didn't get the ball because you
Big, not big.
So, Sean.
Well, I just the idea is you open it here. That's a lovely shot.
Wow. Talking about a bit, man.
Short. He's a goal player.
Oh,
Yeah, he's definitely marvelous on the legs.
He scored.
Good little boy. Little man, man.
Oh, dear. Ball on first, man. Hold on first, man. Hold on first, man.
Oh, near mark. Near mark.
Well, let me back the British team there. Champs there.
Well, stop, boy. That's Ali. I saw him on the bang up a year or two ago. He shot when you're ready to, you know. That's it.
Especially this form of cricket.
He's trying to start in 15.
Yeah.
Try to keep it like you, boy.
You want to know what? Copy?
No, this is it.
Okay. Okay. I understand that when you disorganize on there too, yeah? So, then you're going to do it. I'm quite sure we're doing. Because right here, copy here. I don't know true though.
I think we might have a very well happen down there is something of a culture.
Yeah. Shot boy.
I know the wrong. As a cricket person, also no cricketer. Going into an environment with people who are admin officers.
Yeah, it can be difficult.
Who ain't got nothing to say, so where's the cricket? I always thought that there was something like a culture.
I see number 9 here, let me see. Number 9 here. See what 9 on your shirt, that number 9 here. Well, let's see one of the players that have the number on the paper. I got his number on my sheet, number 9. Unless he's born. So he's born, okay. So you know what 9 right? He was on your sheet, but we don't have a number. So I can put your number now. I can put your number now. He hard there, man. I come in and talk here after a session. He pushing your face. Yeah, about one in there.
Yeah, well, is it feel inside here? Bring him out here, bring him backward. Bring him backward and bring him out here because up in there, the left hand swing is there when I'm coming. All the time. This my head, it's really good away. Then my mind go backward.
You have thoughts, but that's about all you have.
I ever. This one there. 31. Quick time.
You score, Yada.
Oh, well, ball. Let's come back, boy.
Last night, that was supposed to be last night, but COVID.
Good, good. Let's have a beer.
Yeah, good man.
Hey!
Good man. You look good man. Good job.
I was trying to tell you all about this. We all like it. Just one time, I will pay for it. Carry all the time. Get this in there, and then we was on the cruise. Right? But everything was just a rush yesterday. Yeah. You know, it really was a rush.
Yes, yes, you know man. I said the one man. I'll call. Yeah, I got four. And they hit this country box, city area. I hope you got burnt up. You got a good thing going, you know. No, not this year. Next year. Because with this tournament here and others are going on, it'll be clashing. Yes, Nate. Alright? Yeah, buddy. Andrew? All is well?
How you doing, man? Nice seeing you, okay?
Yeah, all is doing so good, man.
I know.
Voice square nice, man. Good job. Come in front. No, later. Huh? Later on. We can't pick up? No. That easy. We can do that later. Oh.
All right.
So the stream's still not out yet because the internet, but you can record it. Because the internet hit up, it's got to be the internet stuff it out.
I stay, right?
No.
Let's go there.
That's Pakistan man.
Oh,
That's one.
accent. Pictures, Silver, split coins. Accent.
Mr. Chad
Chad Boxing.
Yes. His number is double.
How much that for bowling 26? Like bowling 26? That'll be that big ball on 26. We score at 35. because in the back you. Good, okay? You know, we love you. Call me, give her.
I might start talking something like that. Because people don't know what's going on. I thought it was bad. It's early, catch rain and everything. Square up. 40.
Brush. Yeah, plus lower. Yeah, plus lower. Huh?
Tommy! Tommy!
Yeah, you could go because I mean the thing. When they start, we can always shut it down. Right, my darling? Run the court later?
Later. I start this early.
No.
He last.
You? Me? You last, man. I know getting back to you. I go for what? These fellas, man, want to be able to win that game. They want me home. Yeah, and they're ready to go home. Like, 30, they're ready to them. I
know, boy, no.
And they very involved in them. Because I tell them every time I say, I'm going to see how many times we're ready to go home. Or we want to get home.
Are you going to come out, right? I can go to my office and come out. What mean this?
I'm going to sign it around.
I go to my office and come out. No shit, man. Well, you only partner temporary to one man. Naviati?
I put corn there on sign for your space.
Yeah. No, I go to the office and come out.
So we can't really get by space.
That's trouble. Oh. I tell you that's trouble. Nobody call for it. Nobody in some money.
Wow. The captain, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, what he's up there? What I know. Again, bro.
See that game, boy. Fellas look at 2 and 3.
You go for Ali Morning? Yeah. You ain't again about the ball. I know he made the judgment again for 4. Well, stump
Slow the ball a little bit. More than
He's
5.
going a good lane, but he's going too full. Or too short, you understand?
More than 5 man play like a million pesos.
Come on, youngsters, that should be 3, man. This boy got to be saved. No, love it. We can move up. Smith. Oh, man, Smith.
You getting backwards, though?
Getting backwards, man.
You know what he's been?
Yeah, you getting backwards.
He just running in going away.
Getting backwards, in improving the car.
He you get bigger too.
Hey.
He got bigger. But just going away.
No, backwards, man.
More sharp.
No, you rearward, man. You just trying for pace.
That no yellow?
Yeah, that's on.
That's the traffic man?
No, no, yeah.
Trinidad team already?
Before, right? The Antiguans used to do these streaming. Then it was a solution. They had a raw team that was streaming.
Take over.
You want them up there?
Huh?
You want them up there?
What's the offer?
Yeah, working there.
They want them over here.
Why you go down there?
Yeah, I think it's where it is. Good morning and welcome to the Police Sports Club for the regional T20 here at the Weymouth. If you're now arriving, Barbados police winning the toss and ask the British Virgin Islands to take first now. And at half this stage, the score 46 for 1. 46 for 1. DJ. You can hear from there?
Good. Make sure they can hear him. But yeah, that's down below, so they ain't hearing. You got 150?
Whichever it was.
I mean, if we get through them, then really, we're hitting them straight. We're giving up on them. Elvis there? Who? Elvis. So the fixture's not over the first round, the seven yet?
They come soon, though. They come early. Where?
Like, you don't normally get press conference in boxing.
I know me sharing the eye for help. They do it like they do it. I won't call the names. If I don't get the lead, but they have to do. I left in the camp. I didn't think I was going to left in the same place. But I play for nobody. I have to. He's talking about after having to do it, I want to have. He's probably going to see this thing.
Johnson Charles picked up.
I'm going to spot in the same shot to due to the scale of training down here. So they don't get the lead, so Charles picked up.
Special team not coming in.
Special team in Barbados.
Spice man ain't coming.
He going up on it. He got another engagement. We're out there, he's supposed to come in Tuesday, and then as soon as he comes in,
Oh!
they're playing with Trinidad.
Well, in December, yes, good. So wait up, Tracy. Let them run show for Tuesday night. That'd be good.
Every time with them, he's playing nice.
Remember, you told me Wednesday.
He told me, no, wait, he told me Wednesday, you knew you were here.
Sure, yeah.
And
Short for. Yeah.
And then
You got contact with him, yeah. Yeah, ask him. After you come and show for Tuesday. And let me know, because that'd be a good promotion. Trouble was on it. So, you know. So, he's here now.
yeah, along with us, get a sponsor. Okay. But the next year, you know which country holding the event. So, Trinidad's holding the event. This thing apart.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yes, that was you. They know they don't let you out. you know.
And he's given.
Steer? No, man. I steer or back, sir?
That's steer, but Rastaman is steer.
That's it.
Rastaman like that.
That's it. That's it.
What do you bring for that?
That's it.
I want with her. I send her from Monaco.
Nice steer, right? Over how much? Yeah. 1-3?
Get over there. You can call it over there.
Nice scores, how much?
Yeah, the city getting it done ain't no problem, you know.
Yeah,
If you get it done.
Turn it on?
Yeah,
Turn on, man?
No. This is butter here, right? Yeah, it's on.
You see how many fella back there?
Number that. That's one of the tree.
Tree?
Number 3.
Smith. Imran Smith. Yeah. Break
Did he come out?
Mark with the range.
No, they coming. They got an outer range.
Mark with the range.
No signal. I see another here. No signal detected. Yeah, here we go. Well, fairly good. Now we gotta get it brighter that we can see it clearly, you know. These are 65-year-old eyes, that's all you're looking at.
The same one he's looking at all the time you next to me scoring cricket though.
Huh?
The same one he's looking at when he's next to me scoring cricket though.
So what happened?
Move.
It's an international broadcast.
So you should have walked with your monitor.
Just the media person, it's got equipment, and then we want to make me damage. So we stick with media person of W. Alright?
It's not a place sweet though. You got the potatoes, no things. You want to get on for it. You're only for this, it's just play, you know.
Not good now?
You want us for this as you think, you know.
Not good now?
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much. You're the best.
And now when you tell me when to come out, you didn't tell me.
So we good.
You didn't tell me when
You
to
can
come
read
out.
from there, Don?
We're going to go out and do it on camera, yeah?
Yeah.
Any young lady come and push you back in there.
And the bus, you know what time the bus is.
Yeah,
You gotta get to the bus.
yeah, we get close enough, man. And see what we for this. Let's go down.
That's the person's not playing cricket.
All right. I have put it. You know,
67 for 4 after 16.4 overs. And let us apologize for the joining you at this stage. We had some things, some technical difficulties, but nevertheless we are here. 68 for 4, and it is Leacock who's facing up to Bab, and he's getting a ball and he's turning it down behind square, can't score. It looks like Seal from the Barbados side, who comes around quite neatly and stops any possibility of a run. Kudos to the ground staff here at the Weymouth Ground Lane. Magnificent conditions in terms of not only the outfield, but the pitch looks to be a very, very good one. And the surrounding areas, as I look around, is in magnificent condition.
Well, it's led by none other than the head groundsman here, Arnold, who very experienced in his field and has done a fantastic job, particularly given the fact that it has been as dry as it has been here in Barbados, and the outfield under these circumstances, they have done very well. I must say it's parched and dry and brown as you look onto it, but so far nothing adverse I've noticed coming from the outfield.
Yes, indeed. No cracks as I can look across at the playing field from my vantage point. Quick, just to let you know that earlier the Barbados Police Service, they won the toss and kindly asked the BVI, British Virgin Islands side, to take first knock for this game, as we see Kadeem Allen, who is in to bowl to Smith, can't score a ball to the keeper. The umpires for this game, Sheena Welch and Kadeem Tate, two experienced umpires at this level, and so far doing a pretty good job. But it's young Kadeem Allen, who is operating from the north, one of our bright sparks in local Barbados cricket. He's up, he bowls to Smith, who's hoisting this one down to long on, has the legs to go for 6. Yes, indeed, a beautiful shot, getting close to that one and pushing it nice and easy over the boundary for a massive 6, a magnificent shot, Wayne.
Well, yes, that was quite well played. I suspect Allen looking for the Yorker and missing his mark, and the young man getting onto the front foot, getting under the delivery and keeping his shape. I thought that is what was the important thing there, keeping his shape and just lifting it out to the ground for 6.
As he's up, he bowls to Smith, who is forward, plays this one in the offside, and he is through for the easy single. Scoring for us today, we have Leslie Prescott, young Melissa King, and Leanna Holder, who are stalwarts in their own rights.
I just want to correct you there, Don. Leanne Holder is her cousin. She's Ayana Holder.
Ayana Holder. Thank you, Ian. And they always do a magnificent job here when it comes to scoring. Allen is up and he bowls a short ball, a little lower down the leg side. A beautiful take by Mario Albert, the keeper, and they were only able to get a 1 for that.
Even if I may get a bit personal, I can tell you, I can assure you about the name because I was the one to give her that name.
Okay, thank you very much. My apologies. So that's a little correction here from Mr. Holder, just to make sure that we get it right. Coming out there to you as we always try to do. As Kadeem Allen makes his way up past his umpire, and he bowls this one to Smith, who is pulling, does not make contact, and the umpire signal wide, and quite rightfully so. Before you joined us, we had Bolden, who was caught by Mario Albert of the bowling of Vince Vaughn for 26. Shem Stay, he was LBW of the bowling of Gooden for 13. Shad Baxon, he was bowled by Dario Seal for 9. And Jamal Mickle caught wicketkeeper Albert of the bowling of Bad for 2. As Kadeem Allen is bowling this one short, and it's pulled down behind square. Only 1, quite surprisingly, because I went way down almost to the boundary edge, and they're back for 1. 78 for 4 in the 18th over, with Leacock on 4, and bowls this one to Leacock. He's turning this one behind square. The keeper is in pursuit of it. They come through for the single, and that's all it would be. Leg by signal by the umpire. That's 1 to the score and not to the batsman. After 18 overs, after asking to take first knock, the British Virgin Island police side, they are 79 for 4.
Well, the BVI, it's been something of a struggle for them ever since they have been invited to bat. They got off to a fairly decent beginning against the pace and the medium pace, but they have really been kept in check by the slower bowlers from the police side. If you look at the bowling figures on offer here, you will see that left-arm spinner Venice Vaughan conceded just 10 runs, a measly 10 runs off his full allotment of 4 overs. Stefan Gooding, the off spinner, 2 overs for just 7 runs, and Daryl Babb, 4 overs for 10 runs, picking up a couple of wickets. Dario Seal, who's also something of a medium pacer, he has gone fairly economically, also 3 overs for 11 runs. But Rashid Padmore and Kadeem Alim, the more expensive of the bowlers, are going at 8 and 7.67 runs per over, respectively.
Yes, so it tells you that pace off of the ball proved to be a little difficult in terms of getting away the ball. These 2 batsmen, as you said earlier, with the pace on the ball, they rushed to, I think, 33 or 35 in the first 3 overs, but since then it has been really hard going for them. And a magnificent spell by young Venice Vaughan. He started bowling rather quickly, but soon after he realized once he took the pace off of the ball, he was more effective. So a good start for this youngster who is now making his way into cricket. It's Padmore who's up. He bowls this one to Leacock and is pulling out to square leg, and the fielder comes around, fields on the bunks, and a return back to the keeper, not a bad one, and the batsman are through for 2. That takes Leacock on to 6, and Smith, that's Imran Smith, on to 3, 81 for 4 in the 19th over. Padmore is operating from the southern end. He's up past his umpire, he bowls this one, and there's appeal for LBW. Batsman struck on the pad. Leacock's looking in the direction of the umpire, quite hopeful, and the decision has gone in his favor. The umpire says not out, and he lives to fight another day. Jaden Leacock, who is on 6, and with him Imran Smith, he is on 17, and in the 19th over, after being asked to bat, the British Virgin Islands police side, they are 81 for 4.
Interesting to note, Don, a couple of local players are drafted into the BVI setup for this tournament.
Oh, this one is hit high and handsome, but does not have the legs to make it to the boundary. He is barely caught by Seal on the long on boundary, and that knock comes to end. Trying obviously to push on, looking to get some runs in the 9 overs, but only succeeded to get it as far as long on, and Seal took a magnificent catch, and Leacock, he is out for 6.
Well, yes, a good catch taken there, as you said. The batter, Leacock, looking to press on. We've only got a couple of deliveries left in this, the penultimate over, and looking to push it on, going down the ground in the air, not making quite clean contact, and the Seal having to come in from his position at long on. He also had to move around to his left somewhat, and it took a well-judged catch, doing the job, keeping his eye on the ball, essentially until it was into his hands, and the Leacock has to come back. So another strike for the Barbados side. Padmore gets his first wicket.
Yes, the BVI side continues to struggle here. Pretty good pitch, but after that brisk start, no one really has carried on, and 18.3 overs, being 81, tells you that it's been a real struggle for them, uphill task. But nevertheless, they say runs on the board, runs on the board. So we'll see what they finish at, and then we'll see the reply of the police, Barbados Police Service side. I must say, the attendance here looks pretty good so far, and everyone is excited that cricket is in the air, cricket is around. It's Padmore who is ready. He makes his run, he passes the umpire, and he bowls to Simple, who's now come to the crease, and that one's outside the off stump, through to the keeper, and no shot offered.
So just a few deliveries left, just a matter of 8 legal deliveries left in the innings, and the BVI, I believe, would want to target at least 3 figures. They would want to get it to that 100 mark, and it's going to take some bold, clean striking from the batters remaining.
As Padmore is up, he bowls to Simple, who's hitting that one to short mid-wicket, not really timing it as he would like. Could only get one straight to the captain, Dario Sargent, and that takes the total on to 82 for 5. Yes, indeed, Wayne, some lusty blows now at this stage is what is really needed by the BVI side to propel themselves in the region of 120, 130 to have a fighting chance, I would imagine.
Well, 120 may be asking a bit much with just 1 over to go after this delivery, but I think more realistically they can think about getting up to 100.
And this one is punched off the back foot down to the sweeper boundary, and the fielder comes off the boundary quite nicely, and he keeps the score down to 1, takes the total on to 83 for 5, and that is the end of the 19th over. So 1 more to go, hoping, yes indeed, Wayne, I was just being a bit cheeky as they would say. It's going to take a lot to get to 120, but if they can get to at least 100, they would hope for the best and figure that runs on the board.
Well, young Smith, he has been there for a while. He's faced some 26 deliveries for his 18 runs, so I think the responsibility will have to be his. Bob Simple only just coming to the wicket and actually only facing the 2 deliveries so far as Kadeem Aline will bowl the final over.
Yes, it's Aline who makes his way up and passes the umpire. He's in the bowls to Imran Smith, and to this one he's hitting but not with any power at all. The long on fielder comes in they get 2 for that one, which really should have been 1, but he came in off the long on boundary and could not prevent them from getting the second run, and the umpire signals 1 short. So in all fairness, it balanced out in the end, because what really should have been 1 is indeed an actual fact. The end result is 1 run, taking the score on to 84 for 5. Kadeem Allen from the north passes the umpire. He's up, he bowls to Imran Smith, who is punching this one down to deep mid-wicket. Again, could only get 1. The fielder looks like young Stewart. Yeah, young Stewart, who came in quite nicely, and they could only get 1. The final over, and he's bowling to is a man at short, third man point, is a man at cover, extra cover, long on, long off. Deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, and a man on the fine leg boundary. Kadeem Aline from the north, 85 for 5. Final over. As we wait, as he's ready, he's up, passes the umpire. He bowls to Simple, and Simple gets the ball, and as he's turning off the hip quite slightly down to the fine leg, but they have the legs to make it to the boundary. Indeed it does. And that 4 runs, a good-looking shot, coming inside his wicket and turning him off the hip and getting a much-needed boundary man to take the score on to 89.
Well, a real-word delivery from Aline, putting the pace on this occasion, but getting it full on the legs of the batter, an easy offering. And there is a man at deep backward square and a man at fine leg. Picking the gap perfectly was young Bob Semple, and picking up 4 very much needed runs by the BVI.
Yes, indeed. Any runs that they can get now are precious. As precious as gold or diamonds here. Trying to see how many they could get in these remaining deliveries. 19.3 gone. As Aline passes in par, he's up. He bowls to Simple, and this one is short. And he's trying to play this one over the keeper's head, as you would see in the IPL, but he made no contact. and it went through to be taken by the wicket keeper, Mario Albert. Score remains on 89 for 5.
Looking to play a bit of a ramp there. Also, it seems to be some self-protection too, doubling up with taking some evasive action from an aggressive delivery from Ali.
Who's up? Passes the umpire now. He bowls to Simple, and that one is short, and it will shoot to the keeper, and they run 1, and they're looking for 2. The fielder on the long on boundary are coming in quite quickly to prevent, and by signal by the umpire, the ball went through to the keeper, Mario Albert, and they decided, you know what, it's that sort of time, we're just going to run at everything here now.
I think a second run was an offer there. I think Smith has decided that he's going to take the final delivery.
Kadeem Ali is into Smith, and he's pulling this one down to 5 leg, over the head of the fielder, into the boundary for 4. So Smith, who decided to stay on strike for the final delivery, managing to get a 4 to take the score on to 94 for 5. 94 for 5 with Imran Smith not out on 24, and Simple, Bob Simple, he is not out on 5. Extras being 9, and after being asked to bat by the Barbados Police Service, the British Virgin Island police side, they got up to 94 for 5.
Well, the not-out batsmen coming back to the pavilion for the BVI, the police team, the Barbados police now requiring some 95. I think that they would consider a good day's work so far, having restricted the BVI just to 94. The pitch itself has shown no terrors whatsoever, and we've already described that the outfield quite dry, quite fast, and I think the policemen will go into the break very much high in confidence that they can pursue this 95 runs that will be required. But as you said earlier, Don, runs on the board are runs on the board, and there's no 95 shot in the game of cricket.
It is true, but you're quite right, when you said if you were told that after 20 overs you were going to chase 95 for victory, you would take that any day of the week.
Well, yes, let's give a quick rundown of the scorecard for the BVI after being invited to bat. They started with Nimar Bolden and Stem Stay, and Bolden was the first to go. He was caught by wicketkeeper Albert off the bowling of the left-arm spinner Venice Vaughan for 26, faced some 21 balls and struck 3 4s and the 1-6. It would be interesting if I could also get the fall of wickets at some stage. As a matter of fact, Don has actually got the figures. So so Vaughan went at
35.
It was 35 for 1. Then Stay was leg before wicket to Darrell Babb for 13. Coming at number 3, Shad Batson was bowled by Darian Seal for 9. Jack Jamal Mickle, the captain, was caught by Albert off Darrell Babb for 2. Jaden Leacock was caught by Seal off Rashid Padmore's bowling for 6. The Jason Bob Semple, he was not out on 5. And Imran Smith also not out on 24, faced some 29 balls, struck 1 4 and 1-6. So the wickets going at 35 47, 55 60 and 81. Some 9 extras are made up of 1 by 2 leg byes, 4 wides and 2 no balls. And then the bowling figures for the Barbados Police: Rashid Padmore 3 overs 20 runs and 1 wicket. Kadeem Ali 4 overs 33 runs. Venice Vaughan 4 overs, the only maiden of the innings, 10 runs and 1 wicket. Stefan Gooding 2 overs for 7 runs. Darrell Babb 4 overs 10 runs and 2 wickets. And Darian Seas 3 overs 11 runs, and he also took a wicket. So that about does it from this end of things as we look out onto an empty, almost empty Weymouth ground. To those of our viewers from outside of the island looking towards the eastern side of the ground, out to the Halls Road area. Away to the south, where we would be the historic Queen's Park. Way in the south of us, as we are located very much at the northeastern outskirts of the capital Bridgetown here in Barbados. So Don, I don't know if there's anything you may want to add, or maybe we can take a break and resume once the second innings commences.
Yes, well, say, I guess for our viewers and our listeners to just stay tuned, because I'm getting a feeling that this one, even though it's only 95 to win, could be a cracker-jacker. So we will join you as soon as it's time for the Barbados Police Services reply. Folks!
sort of doing it sort of there. Let this company go. But let this company go. So I know what it's doing. And I like it and right? That is the happen. That was all right. I am sure how them thing but it was that when they get up by oil company. We said that the mask or one and then they don't break it. They got that soon. I know that. The box company will go and tell you that. The wrong company, Mario. It's not the same thing, but let me the same thing. I can put that proposal. I know people really like it. They get told this is a new way of doing things. I know a lot of these people think people they know all that. But be accustomed to understand that this brown company thing, go on with it and whatever. But I believe that as we move on, we got to progress and move it like that. And right now, you can't think that is a cause problem. Let the company go to the ground and go to the street. Sometimes we might not monitor ourselves and remember that the company does not get on the way to grow. Because I find, again, was when we did the oil company thing, I even catch myself by making when I take all the benefits of that was the right thing I get. So it is still morning here at the Weymouth ground in Bridgetown, Barbados, but we are about to resume this first match of the Regional Police T20 cricket tournament, the British Virgin Islands versus the Barbados Police Service, and the BVI, as we told you before, 94 for 5 in their full allotment of 20 overs after being invited to bat by the Barbados Police. And now we see the Barbadian opening pair of Darrell Babb and Michael Stewart out in the middle. It looks as if it will be Stewart facing up. It's actually Babb facing up to the first delivery, which is going to come from the southern end of the ground. I see the dreadlocked bowler marking his run. We soon get the name of that bowler for you. Looks, could this have? It's actually Chad Batson to start the bowling from that southern end, the Queen's Park end at dawn, and Police in pursuit of 94, 95 in good conditions. Are you willing to call it this early?
I wouldn't. I'll see how it goes after the first 4 overs.
Well, right arm over the wicket, looks like off spin, short delivery coming into his wicket and pulling this one down to deep mid wicket is Babb. He gets off the mark right away, a wayward return which allows the batters to come through for a second run. That was a wild return from that man in the deep, pulling the wicketkeeper some 15-20 meters away from his stumps, and the batters seizing on the opportunity to come back for a second run. Barbados off the mark with a couple off the very first delivery, and Babb is also off the mark. On the front foot, the ball lobs up to the slip, catch is taken, but off the pad, so I think that was something of a double appeal, Don, because they might have been appealing for a catch, and if anything else, they were also appealing for the leg before wicket.
Yes, indeed. Anyone would do at this stage. They want, no doubt, to make early inroads into this police side, but height was a question for LBW, and indeed, it did not hit the bat. Down the wicket and driven for 4.
aerial it was, over the head of the fielder, in at extra cover, away from the man at mid-off, and down to the boundary. Sweet use of the feet though, down just sashaying down the wicket, getting to the pitch, and lifting it up towards extra cover for 4.
That's a magnificent shot by young Bob. Exciting shot. People on the ground, no doubt, had to applaud for that one. Got to the pitch of the ball beautifully and found the gap magnificently into the boundary for 4. Young Darbab, a very bright young prospect here. Attacking player by nature, and every chance he gets to score, indeed, that is what he would do, chasing the small total.
Well, some reinforcement in the outfield on the offside. As another short delivery is tugged away down to deep mid-wicket. Let's see how the return will be this time. Much more accurate return. The keeper having to come away from the stumps, but just having to come forward and take it on the full. And Bob gets up to 7. The total is up to 7. And Michael Stewart into the action for the first time.
Yes, a bit short here by Baxton. He's bowling slowish. But way too short, too easy for the batsman to score.
Faster delivery, right on target. Short is equal to it, pushes it back along the onside of the pitch. Bowler fields.
That one, a quicker one, and on target. So he's mixing it up here a bit, Wayne.
2 fielders allowed outside the circle, deep mid-wicket and long on in place. Flighted delivery off the back foot, punch over the head of the cover. That's 4 more runs. This time to Stewart. If you cannot get through, you go over. And I did mention that there was some reinforcement of the outside field, but here was Stewart going onto the back foot, and instead of trying to get through the well fortified outside field, lifting it over the head of the fielders. Clever play. Boundary bringing up the end of the first over. 11 for no loss.
Yes, indeed. This is smart cricket here. The ball was short enough. He got on the back foot, but if enough time, it was short and slow, to punch it over the infield. The timing was beautiful, and he got what he deserved for it. He got 4 runs for it, and 11 runs off of the first over. This is indeed a good start for the Barbados Police Service.
Well, yes, a young opening pair of Bob and Stewart doing the job. So we wait to see who will be picking up the attack. It looks like the name at the back of the shirt still says Smithy. The number is number 3, so it is Imran Smith to take up the attack from the northern end here at Weymouth, which is also the pavilion end, the end from which we are doing our commentary. We're looking over a fairly wideish long on position, something bordering on cow corner. Don?
Yes, certainly.
As we look out onto the field with the right-hander and strike to the right-arm bowler. I believe it's going to be a right-arm bowler bowling over the wicket. It's always interesting to see where the fielders allowed outside the deep fielders are posted, and we see he's got in place a long off and a long on, which would suggest to me that his length would have to be quite full. And here is the new over starting and pushed into the covers by Bob. So that one was fairly well pitched up. Let's look at the rest of the field. He has got a slip, a short third man. Well, no, I'm looking at the keeper. Yes, there's the keeper. Slip, a short third man, backward point, cover, extra cover, and mid off. Just the 3 men in the onside. There is that long off. There's a long on in place on the onside. There's also a mid wicket and a man on the 45 at short fine leg. So clearly Smith's intention are to bowl full and to bowl off stump and outside. Here he is. Coming down the track is Bob, beating it on the full, working away into the onside, picking up a single. He's thinking of coming back for the second. Stewart is going to join him in it, and eventually the second run easily taken. I think there may have been a fumble in the deep down.
Yes, just a little bit. That allowed them to come for the second run. But as you said, based on this field, with the long on and long off, he's looking to bowl full and straight. As long as he doesn't get a bit too straight, he can be clipped through the onside easily for runs.
Here he is again on the leg stump, ripped away beautifully by Bob for 4. Getting it totally wrong. They getting it Too straight, as you mentioned, Don, on the legs, and Bob just easing onto the front foot, easily just tapping it over the head of the mid-wicket fielder. All timing and finesse. A lovely boundary to Darrell Bob.
Yes.
He goes up to 13. It's 17 without loss.
Yes, easy shot for Bob. As I said, if he gets too straight, he's going to be in trouble with his field. And he did just that, and he clipped it beautifully off the pads. And from the time he struck that, you knew where it was going. One place and one area only into the mid-wicket boundary for 4.
Well, Captain Mickle in discussion with his bowler, and immediately we are going to see some hopefully damage repair being done. The man has been placed now right back on the boundary at mid-wicket, which means that the long off fielder has had to come inside the circle. So let's see how he goes this time, Smith. And this one again, he's getting it into the onside, Bob. The captain, Mickle, has placed himself at mid-wicket, moves swiftly around to his right, and fields under there is no run. It remains 17 without loss.
After only getting up to 94, you have to get in some early tight overs to put some pressure on the batting side, but so far this has not been happening.
Again, using his feet, coming down the pitch, getting to it on the full, is going to get himself another couple of runs. The man at the cover fielder are doing a bit of a scrambling job, looking to dive and hold the ball in, unable to prevent that second run, as the mid-off fielder has to clean up. So the runs continuing to flow in the Barbados Police reply to that 94 for 5 made by the BVI. And they've got to be careful. This game can get away from them quite quickly if they're not able to stem the tide of runs scored. Here he is, choosing to come around the wicket with this delivery, and he gets the wicket of Bob. Looking for that big drive, the delivery outside the all stump, looking for that big drive, but I think he kind of lost his shape there, Don. One could see the left leg, opening up the left leg, the delivery pitching outside the all stump, coming off the bottom of the bat. Easy catch taken by the man at cover. Bob comes back for 15. It is 19 for no loss after 2 overs.
Yes, if you realize the shots that he played earlier when he went over cover, he got close to the ball, which was very, very important. This time around, he had to reach for the ball, which means he had no control whatsoever. So once he reached so far away from the ball, he tried to play this ball over cover. It struck high in the bat, and an easy catch for the fielder at cover. And Darrell Bob was indeed looking really well. He had threatened to finish this game quite quickly.
Well, 15 of 10 balls with 2 fours, and the catch taken by Captain Mickle out in the cover. So some success for the BVI. That should give them a boost to their confidence, as the new batter is going to be Kadeem Allen, the exciting Kadeem Allen, who is going to be filling the breach that was created with the dismissal of Darrell Bob, joining short at the wicket the BVI. I think again we're going to see these. I think we might be seeing a change of bowler here. We might be witnessing a bowling change. So after just 1 over, Batson has been withdrawn from the attack for 1 over for 11 runs. And another fine local prospect in Jaden Leacock, a right-arm, fast medium bowler. Don, I think you're familiar with him.
Oh, yeah.
He's now been playing with the Wildy side, a Combermere boy, who would have played for the Barbados under 19s over the last year or so.
Yeah, indeed, we're in a one for the future, and we only hope that he stays fit, he stays committed, and once that happens, I'm sure he's one that's going to go all the way. He has the right temperament. He's keen. He wants to learn, and that's the important thing. And I think he has a very bright future ahead of him. And once all of these things just take their course in terms of fitness and everything else along those lines. Young Kadeem Allen also, who is a very exciting young player who would have played with the Barbados side and was in the senior mix-up only a year ago. Another bright prospect one for the future as well.
He's got a third man. He's got a sweeper at point. Deep point is the sweeper. So those are the two fielders outside the restrictive circle. Right arm over the wicket he is. Bowls his first ball, a short delivery, getting on top of it, steering it down into the gully area is Stewart. Straight to the fielder, no run. A slip in the gully, a cover and a mid-off. There's also a mid-on, a mid-wicket. And then a man in at the short, fine leg position. I think, yes, there is a slip. And I did say a gully, but a very deep gully, more bordering more on our backward point. As Leacock bustles in. Outside the off-stump, dab down into the gully, is reaching again. This time the batsmen go for the single. Stewart being on the front foot and hitting it slightly away to the left of the field. And immediately Aline coming through for the run. A simple single taken. Good communication between the pair.
Certainly, but the gully being a bit deepish. So as you said, once you played the shot and you were committed just to go for the run, it became rather easy. So Leacock starting on a good line and a good length as well. He looks pretty good in this first few deliveries.
Interesting field here now, Don. We've got a short third man. We've got a slip. And we've also got that man in that deep gully position. So three fielders in a circle, two of them saving one on the offside behind the wicket as Aline faces up to his first delivery. Pitched up, whipped away, beats the man at mid-wicket. They're going to be runs here for Aline. At least two. There's a possibility of a third. No, there won't, as the man from long on, from mid-on, sprints around quite quickly and forcing the batsman to remain on two. So off the mark is Aline with his first delivery.
Yes, a nice looking shot there by Aline. But with this field that Leacock have set, I would suggest that he would have been looking to bowl on top of off stump, thereabouts. But that one, he strayed the middle leg and he paid the penalty for it.
Again, he's on the legs. Again, Aline is working it out towards mid-wicket. Again, the batters come back for a couple. So those two runs taken, 24 for one. As I mentioned again, not being able to stem the flow of runs. The BVI bowlers so far.
Yeah, a bit too easy here for the Barbados police side. Scoring rather easily.
Outside the off stump. That is more the line that one would have anticipated given the field. As you mentioned, just looking to bowl that delivery back of the length on or about the off stump, just outside the off stump. And this time Aline allowing it through to the keeper. Leacock makes his way back to the top of his mark. He's got a long off and a long on in place now, so that deep point has been brought in off the boundary. Another short delivery off the outside edge, diving effort by the man at slip. Evades him and down to the boundary for four. So unlucky there for the bowler. A moral victory, but no cigar because 4 more runs off his own bowling.
Yes, indeed, that is the line that he should be bowling based on the field that he have. Just there about off stump. Batsman now into the crease. Not really moving, feet not really moving. And that one, bang on target, outside the off stump, middle little height. And the edge found for a slip after making a gallant effort. Could not come up with that catch. So Aline lives to fight another day. But indeed, a good finish to the over by young Leacock.
So 28 for one. After some 3 overs, Barbados police. Just to remind anyone joining us for the first time that the Barbadians won the toss, invited the BVI to bat and held them to 94 for 5 from their 20 overs. So with a target of 95 in front of them, Barbados off to a very smooth beginning on 28 for 1 after 3, as it's going to be I think it's Imran Smith. The appeal for leg before goes up, and so does the finger of umpire Sheena Welch. Short struck in front and given. So another wicket for the BVI. Michael Stewart going by the leg before route. Leg before wicket to Imran Smith for 5. It's now 28 for 2.
Yes, indeed, that one pitched up a bit more, and it looked as though young Stewart, playing across a full pitch one, missed it. And as long as you come into your wicket to play that one through the onside, a full pitch ball, and you missed it, you are asking for trouble. And the umpire said, yes, indeed, you're out LBW. And a good-looking start, he looked pretty promising while he was there, has come to an end. And Police losing their second wicket. And no doubt, the British Virgin Islands side looking to make more inroads, making the Barbados Police Service fight for every run.
Well, the BVI will need to pick up wickets, and they will need to pick them up quite quickly and regularly too, because the rate that the Barbadians have been able to achieve so far, a rate of 8.84 runs per over so far, leaving them a requirement of just under 4 runs and over. As Mario Albert, the new batsman, the new batter, he's also the wicket keeper for this Police side. Here he is, shuffling across his wicket to his first delivery. Good delivery, just down on that off stump. And Albert just immaculately in place, pushing it defensively back along the wicket. So some 67 more runs required. Nice breezy conditions here at the Weymouth ground as the crowd continues to pour in. This delivery, Albert is beaten outside the off stump by one, a probing delivery. That one, unlike the delivery previously done, which came in with the angle, that ball pitched and held its own. Yeah. I think Mario Albert, somewhat deceived, did well though. He didn't push his bat away from his body, kept it close to the body, the ball going past the outside edge.
Well, yes indeed. Now making his way to the proceedings, so feet obviously not moving, blood needs to get flowing, but that was indeed a beautiful delivery.
Albert is driving and caught in the square, that square backward point position. Again, you mentioned it, no movement of the feet, driving away from the body, the ball coming off the outer edge of the bat, traveling in the air, and a good catch taken at backward point. BVI with their tails in the air.
Yes, indeed, I'm telling you, a few quick wickets here, you never know what can happen. That ball wide of the off stump again, looking to go over the top, not getting close to the delivery, outside edge found, and a good catch taken at that gully area. So I'm telling you, the British Virgin Islands side, no doubt, looking to make further inroads. They feel that they're in with a chance. They're celebrating their cocker hoops here. And I'm telling you, this is a funny old game, wherein you never know.
Well, Mario Albert, for local knowledge, will tell us one of the main players in this Police side. So it's going to be a blow to their morale to lose him for no score as early as they have. But now it is time for the other batters to come to the party. And who is better to do such than the captain, Darrell Sargent, who has come to the wicket with a total 28 for 3, with Mario Albert just out, caught by stem stay, and very well caught too there at backward point off the bowling of Imran Smith for no score. Smith has taken the third wicket, his third wicket. As a matter of fact, all 3 wickets is 28 for 3.
Yes, indeed, but Darrell Sargent, a steady player, and one for a crisis, no doubt, will try his best to bring it home.
Bowling right arm, medium pace over the wicket, outside the off stump, big drive, and the missing is Sargent. That delivery a bit too wide for the shot. I think he would have been taken in by the length, but cleverly that one quite wide, and a dangerous looking shot for the skipper.
Yes, indeed, this is very intelligent bowling here by Imran Smith, who is just in and out, dangling around. The temptation is there to go for the shots, and so far he has come up on the winning end of it.
Final delivery. And this one is pitched upon the off stump. This time a lot more discreet is Sargent, just easing onto the front foot and stroking it to mid off the end of an excellent over from the medium pacer Imran Smith, who has kept the British Virgin Islands in the game, and after some 4 overs, Barbados Police 28 for 3.
Yes, indeed, a beautiful over there by Imran. But no need to panic. There are still 2 batsmen at the crease who are quite capable in young Kadeem Allen and Captain Sargent. No need to panic. You have lots of overs. You have lots of time to get up to this 95. So suggest you just play every ball on its merit. And I'm sure with a little common sense and some patience, the Barbados police side should make it over the line.
Well, we hear the strains of the music in the background. Quite festive atmosphere beginning to build here at the Weymouth ground. We are, of course, upstairs, the upper level of the pavilion, but the crowd is continuing to gather on the ground below us. As Leacock's delivery is getting one that is jarring back into the batsman, striking him in a very, very sensitive area, Don. Some call it the unmentionables, some call it the family jewels.
Oh yeah, area that no one likes to be hit.
Have you ever been struck in the area
of
the family jewels,
I'm telling you, it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain, I'm telling you.
You know, I used to watch cartoons and see the stars spinning around the heads of the cartoon characters and thought that it was something imagined. I got hit in that area once with a cricket ball and I saw those stars. Those stars are real outside the outside, driving through the outside field, chased by the man from cover. Brilliant diving effort, holds it back just a matter of a couple of meters from the boundary's edge, and Allen comes back for another couple of runs.
Indeed, commitment there by the fielders, chasing it right away down to the boundary's edge, pulling it back for the fielder in pursuit, and that is commitment. That is a sign that believe that they still have a chance at this game.
Well, that belief has been given by the fall of those 3 wickets. 30 for 3 it is. Fielded there by the man at backward point, coming around to his right, so a dot ball.
Yes, indeed, Wayne, and you mentioned earlier the crowd growing, and it's indeed a pleasure to see so many spectators here taking in this regional T20 tournament. As we look at the distance on the other playing field away from us, you can see people up there also at the vantage point trying to see the game.
It's good bowling here by Leacock, drawing the right-handed Allen outside the off stump. Delivery right on that probing along that line of the corridor of uncertainty, as it has been called over time. But Kadeem Allen, a tall young man, good reach, long levers. Stroking this one up to extra cover. He's easing onto the front foot, so the action somewhat tempered here these last few deliveries, as it has been very furious action so far. The Barbados run rate now pulled back to 6.21 runs per over. At one point they were going at almost 9 and over. We are into the 5th over of the innings, still in the power play, and Leacock is bringing Allen onto the front foot, showing some respect to a good delivery. A delayed reaction as they decide to go through for the single, because the ball played on the onside of the pitch, and the mid-on is quite deep, and the mid-wicket is also fairly wide. So it did offer the opportunity, and I think it was Bob who initiated the move to call Allen through for the single. He gets one of the final delivery of the over to move to 11. He'll have the strike when the new over starts. It's 31 for 3.
Yes, indeed. Easy single there, as you said. But this is where patience and some, as I said earlier, some common sense would come into play. No need to panic. There are a lot of balls to get these runs, and Kadeem Allen just taking what is available, not looking to force it, along with Dario Sargent just looking to back to the end to get these runs off. So it's going to be the golden arm of Imran Smith, who's going to continue, and he'll be bowling to young Kadeem Allen, 31 for 3 in pursuit of 95 for victory. Kadeem Allen retakes his guard and he patiently waits on Imran. He settles, and Imran makes his move. And Allen is hitting that one over mid-off, into the boundary. Will it have the legs to go for 4? Yes, indeed it does. Coming quite nicely on the front foot and striking that ball over mid-off into the boundary for 4. That takes him on to 15. And I can tell you that the Barbados Police Service side, in pursuit of 95 for victory, are 35 for 3.
Well, intelligent play again by Kadeem Allen, taking advantage of the field setting because the the offside field generally are all inside the circle. At that time, he actually took a walk down the track and lifted that delivery. Once he made contact, he knew it was a safe shot, and he picked up a boundary.
Smith. Allen is hitting this one beautifully, straight back over the border side. Same result, into the boundary for 4. Just advancing in this delivery, getting close enough to it, through the line of the ball, into the boundary for 4. Another magnificent shot, and I'm telling you, this young Kadeem Allen is indeed a talent.
Well, a much more convincing stroke on that occasion. The bowler opting to go around the wicket, getting it in the slot, and Allen going as straight could be, just stroking it back over the head of the bowler. And he can be a dangerous player if he gets going. He can make this 95 look very small.
It's true. Smith, Imran, no doubt, with different plans. What will he do now as he's up? And Allen is hitting this one beautifully between cover and extra cover into the boundary for 4. Ball pitch on the off stump. He came forward, head over the ball in the approved fashion and drove beautifully between cover and extra cover into the boundary for 4. And Kadeem Allen has gone from first gear into 5th win.
Well, a much easier assignment on that occasion. Nice juicy full toss outside the off stump and just leaning on the front foot. Once he found the gap on the offside, refused to leave his crease, watched it skate all the way into the boundary at deep cover.
A beautiful shot takes the score on to 43 for 3 after a 14.3 overs. I make it. Allen is on to 23, and his captain on the other side can just admire and just ask him to keep going, as a word of advice is coming to Imran Smith from one of the senior players. Let's see what his reaction would be to those 3 beautiful strokes. And Allen is forward, nice and easy, plays the ball to cover, can't score. This delivery, closer to him, pitching that ball on the middle stump, left not drivable, and he came forward and stroked it nicely to cover.
And to show that he's really thinking the pace was off that delivery, not being deceived, Allen.
It's true, he looks the part here. As he's up, goes to Allen. Allen is hitting this one through extra cover. But they have the legs to go for 4. No, it does not. But they're back for the second quite easily. Takes the score on to 45 for 3. And that takes Allen on to 25. Looking to get up to 95 for victory. It seems that it's going to be a cakewalk here today, Wayne.
Well, this is cricket. I unlike you, I still am not willing to call it as such.
As he's up, he bowls to Allen, who's forward again, drives this ball to extra cover, can't score. End of over number 15, 45 for 3 in pursuit of 95 for victory, Wayne.
Yeah, some 14 runs in that over from Smith, whose praises we have been singing his praises, young Smith, but the 6 over are gone for some 14 runs, including those 3 boundaries. So at the power play, at the end of the power play, the Barbados Police 45 for 3, just about halfway to the target. They have been set. Smith 3 for 22, and let's see how the field is going to disperse now that the restrictions have been listed down.
Yeah, it looks as Licor is going to continue, and the adjustments are being made. I see there's a fielder going down to the cover boundary, and there's a man coming down to the boundary here at 3rd man. Long on, and there's a man at gully. There's cover, extra cover. There's mid-wicket short. Man on the 45 in the leg side, and it looks as though I'm seeing a square leg being put in place. He's going down to 5 leg, in fact. So they're looking, no doubt, to put some pressure on the batsman. The long on now comes up to mid-on. Still making adjustments. Still quite can't decide what is best for him. So he's a long on, a long off. There's a man on the cover, boundary sweeping. There's a man at cover. Fine leg, third man, mid wicket, square leg. He's up. And this one is whipped off the pads down to fine leg. And they're cross for one. And they're back for the second. Let's watch the return. It's a pretty good one. So that's 2 to Sargent, taking the score on to 47 for 3. A bit wayward there, that delivery way.
Well, yes, getting it a bit too straight. I think even the field settings suggest to you that they seem to be even with only 50 runs to defend. I'm more content to save runs. And I think at this stage, their interests will be better served by trying to get some wickets, trying to break this partnership. But of course, I guess they may be also hoping that the batsmen will lose their discipline.
Leacock for the south, and he's slashing this one past the Malak point into the boundary for 4. It was short, wide, and deserved the treatment, and Sargent spiked it past the Malak point down to the boundary for 4, taking him on to 6, and the 50 is up for the Barbados side. 51 for 3, 38 deliveries, 32 minutes, 8 fours. That ball deserved the treatment, no doubt, Wayne.
Well, yeah, short delivery outside the all-stunt, giving his arms was Darrell Bob, and he gleefully latched onto it, hit it hard past the left hand of the man at backward point.
He's up again to bowl to Sargent, and this one is just lifting slightly off of a shortish length, but well played in the end by Dario Sargent, down to third man, and he comes through for an easy single. But when you hit the nail on the head earlier, it's going to be hard to defend 95 runs. I mean, with such good conditions, good pitch and everything, so you'd be better served trying to get some wickets, put them under pressure, and you never know what will happen in the end.
Well, that single brings Allen back on strike.
He's up, he bowls to Allen, and Allen is driving this ball down to extra cover. Sweeper comes off the boundary, he fumbles, and they're back for the easy second run into the hands and out again of the fielder coming off the cover boundary. And Kadeem Allen and Dario Sargent, quite observant, realized he had fumbled and came back easily for the second run, taking the score on to 54 for 3. Allen on strike to receive from Leacock. And he steered this one easily down to third man. Easy, sensible batting. No need to panic, no need to rush, no need to take chances. And an easy single down to third man, taking the score on to 55 for 3.
Yes, definitely looking in control now, Kadeem Allen. He's been there for a while. He's faced some 18 deliveries for his 28. So he's the man, I guess, who will want to see the police team home.
Leacock, he's up to Sargent. And Sargent is forward, dropping that one in front of him, easy. Good communication between these two batsmen, and they looked up once and that was it, and they came through for an easy single, and that is the end of the over. I can tell you that Barbados Police Service are cruising at 56 for 3 in pursuit of 95 for victory.
Well, Leacock continuing to probe away around that off-stump line, but again, this pair now seems somewhat settled and are able to get the ball away into the gaps, even if they're not picking up the boundaries. When they're not picking up boundaries, they're actually getting the ball into the gaps and continuing to just course towards this 95 set by the BVI.
And indeed, that's all it takes. You have lots of deliveries to do it in. You have loads of behind to come, but I would suspect that they're going to do it themselves. They don't want to let in anyone. And that's far. And they're batting rather sensibly. And they're playing shots to the deliveries that are there to be played shots to. and the good deliveries. They're trying to get singles off of those deliveries, and that is indeed good, intelligent batting.
Well, it looks as if Smith is going to be relieved at the pavilion end. New bowler marking his position. It looks like Bisoon Shilchand is that bowler.
And he is coming from the northern end, replacing Smith, who had the golden arm, who took those 3 wickets with a good spell of good steady medium pace. And he's being replaced by Bisoon Shilchand. He is bowling to a slip. There's a man at mid-wicket. Square leg, deep mid-wicket short, cover, extra cover, man at point. He's up, he bowls, and Sargent is forward. Back to the bowler, can't score. Score remains on 56 for 3.
Right arm slow, look at a little whirly action. I think a double swing in his action. Peculiar looking action, I must say.
One of you must watch as he's up. He bowls to Sargent. And Sargent is pulling this one high, down to deep mid-wicket. Chance for a catch, no, it drops in front. And they're back for the second run. The young Leacock comes around and feeds pretty cleanly, pretty good return back into the keeper. And 2 runs take us up to 58 for 3. And that takes Dario Sargent on to 10. And Kadeem Allen, who's with him, he is on 28. Bisoon is up and he bowls to Sargent and he punches this one out to extra cover. Out to cover, can't score. Yes, he gets 1, sorry. That's an easy single. The man at cover was a bit deep. And the communication, as I said, between these two is pretty good, and they got an easy one.
Shilchand bowling a bit of seam up, very slow and medium. Not looking to spin the ball in any way off this very short run.
And Allen is hitting this one easily down to long on. Comes off the boundary, feeds pretty cleanly. Single to Allen, taking him on to 29. And the score has moved on now to 60 for 3. As you said, funny looking action, double swing. Could confuse if you watch the action a lot. One I've not seen action like this for a while. And Sargent is swinging. There's a appeal for LBW, and the umpire says not out.
Well, searching for scraps there, Shilchand and the BVI, because that ball clearly much too high, striking the batsman above the level of the stumps.
Appealing more in hope than anything else. As
Andrew Mason was said, more in hope than conviction.
It is true. And he's looking around, there's a field change. Deep square leg is now in place. As Sargent is up, faces Shan, who's up, and he bowls this one, and it's wide. And signal wide, quite rightfully, by the umpire. 1 more to the score, taking it on to 61 for 3. That one wide-ish, and no need for Dario Sargent to play. Bisoon is up, and he bowls to Sargent, who is swinging this one. Oh my Lord! That's a magnificent catch. That is a magnificent catch. That one was swung down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. A magnificent catch by Long Leacock, running around from widest mid-wicket and sticking the hand in the air. Somehow the ball stuck in his hands, and that one looks as though it has been.
It would be very interesting, Don, if we can see a replay of that action. The catch was taken right on the edge of the boundary. I think there is some discussion in the middle trying to determine whether the fielder was able to stay in the field of play, having grabbed a miraculous catch. I must tell you, that ball was hit hard. It was screaming away over the boundary at deep mid-wicket. Leacock moving around to his right, stuck a right hand up, got the ball in his hands, but there was some indecision as to whether he was able to stay inside the rope, and I think that justice has prevailed, Don. I think justice has prevailed. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to preempt the umpires, but from my position, Leacock did step out of the boundary, and that should have been deemed 6 runs, as it has rightfully been given.
Yes, indeed, you hit the nail straight on the head, Wayne. It was a magnificent catch, but unfortunately, from our vantage point, mine as well, it looked as though he was inside and the boundary for sure. So magnificent shot, good catch by the end. What happened is really what should have happened, and it's the 6 runs to Dario Sargent, taking him on to 17 and taking the score on to 67 for 3.
Take nothing away, Don. That was a magnificent, incredible grab by young Leacock there on the deep mid-wicket boundary. I think that should come with a warning, Don. Do not try this at home.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That was indeed a magnificent catch. But unfortunately, for the field inside, that was 6 runs.
So those 6 runs would have taken the total up to 63, 67 in fact. It is 4-3, and Sargent going up to 17, and Aline on strike now. He's on 29.
He's facing up to, there's a new bowler.
It appears to be, yes it is. Captain Mickle, it seems. No.
Jamal Mickle.
Is it? I think I detected Mickle as a man with dreadlocks, though. Is this Mickle bowling? Is this Mickle bowling? I'm sure that I saw him with dreadlocks earlier, but probably my eyes deceiving me. And I'm wearing my glasses, Don, so.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't.
Looking quite smart him as well. He's up, he bowls to Aline, and Aline is playing this one off it looks like came off the toe of the bat into the pad or the shoe, back to the bowler. An appeal for LBW, and the umpire said not out.
Left arm over the wicket is Mickle. Bowling again a bit of seam up. Not detecting any attempt to really wrap the fingers around the ball and impart any spin. Here he is.
And Aline easily plays this one out to mid-wicket. Can't score. That one, not a lot of pace on it. He seems to be just taking the ball and wrapping his fingers around it, and just causing this ball to grip a bit in the pitch. It looked like to me after that delivery. He's up. Bowls to Aline. Aline is swinging that one down the leg side, makes no contact, through to the keeper. Wide signal by the umpire, and quite rightfully so. Taking the score on a 68 for 3.
Got away with that somewhat though, Mickle. Short delivery outside the leg stump, and when Aline going in pursuit, not able to get any bat on it. I think that could easily have been put away behind square for 4.
He's up. Ali waits and passes the umpire. He bowls to Aline, and Aline punches this one between cover and extra cover down to the extra cover boundary for a single. Easy single. Sweeper comes off the boundary. Fields quite easily and cleanly. Taking the score on to 70 for 3, taking Sargent on to 17, and Kadeem Aline on to 30, I make it 69 in pursuit of 95 for victory, Wayne.
Well, going along quite easily. Decent spell from Mickle so far.
He's up, he bowls to Sargent, who's swinging this one down behind square. Easy shot for 4 runs. Short ball, deserved the treatment. Long hop, as they will say in Bajan parlance, and deserved the treatment. Struck into the boundary for 4. They take him on to 21.
Well, he got away with it early in the over to Aline, but this time he doesn't get away with Sargent. A similar delivery, short, outside the leg stump, and the Sargent just getting into his wicket. And once he makes good contact, getting it into that gap between the man at fine leg and the deep backward square, taking candy from a baby. Four
Easy, as they
runs.
say. Easy. Easy sailing. As he waits to receive from Mickle. And he's on the back foot, punches his one out to the man that Gully can't score. The ball making a little height on him. He played it well in the end. Got on top of the bounce.
Yeah, cramp for
And
room on that
he got on
occasion.
top of the bounce and just played it down to the man that point can't score. Score remains on 73. Sergeant looking pretty well here. No doubt looking to bring it home for the local police side. Barbados Police Service now renamed. As he's up, he bows to Sergeant. And Sergeant is punching this one down to cover. Will it have the legs to go for 4? Yes, indeed it is. That one short outside the off stump. He got on the back foot and banged it between the man at point and cover. And the sweeper on the boundary was a bit straightish. Could not get it wrong in time. And that ball went for 4, taking the score on to 77 for 3. And Barbados Police Service cruising in pursuit of 95 for victory.
That ball traveled really quickly over ground as Sergeant just stepping back onto the back foot, found that gap. I thought the sweeper fielder coming from more of an extra cover. Position, and for a moment he thought he was in for a chance, but the pace of that ball over ground was quite deceptive, I thought.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It ran quite quickly into the boundary. 77 for 3. It's going to be to continue from the southern end. Bishu Shilchan. He's going to be bowling to Kadeem Aline, who is on 29 from 21 deliveries. Pretty patient now. Some good-looking shots in this knock as well. And some intelligent batting and running between the wickets, between Dario Sargent and Kadeem Aline. Aline is forward, easily hitting this ball down to the man at the long off boundary. He comes in, 1, and that is all there'll be. A good return back to the bowler. And 50 comes up for these two. 50 partnership, 35 deliveries, 29 minutes, 6 fours and 1 6. And indeed a good partnership between these two. Captain Dario Sargent and young Kadeem Aline, 78 for 3 in pursuit of 95 for victory, set by the British Virgin Islands police side. And the box is run, dead ball signaled by the umpire. So a 50 partnership between Kadeem Aline and Dario Sargent. Pretty good batting between these two. Easy looking to bring it home for the team. And Dario is swinging and swinging for the hills. Head up high in the air. Made no contact with that one. And he's bowled all over the shot. Looking to hit that one somewhere in the area of where we are at our national stadium, which is about 5 miles away from here. Made no contact. And the ball into the stumps, and he has gone for 25, leaving Bishun, no doubt, happy to collect that wicket. Head in the air, looking to hit that one for mighty 6.
Well, these two players were the ones involved in that controversial decision in the previous over from Bisoon Silchand, but he got his man this time, not waiting for any decisions to be made, canning it into the stumps, into that off stump off the inside edge. And he would believe that justice has been served as far as he's concerned. 78 for 4, maybe a bit too little, too late for the BVI police, but of course, in this game of cricket, it's never a done deal. The game is never over until that virtual proverbial fat lady sings.
It is true, Wade, as we see Larry Bob, who's also incidentally the coach of this police side, making his way to do battle. He is one who is known as a power hitter, Wade, and if he gets going, he could be finishing the next 2 overs.
Well, there's only 17 more runs to be had. There are still some 4 balls left in this, the 10th over of the innings, reaching up to the halfway stage as far as the overs are concerned, because we will be way past that in relation to the target. And Larry Bob, now emerging to be one of the senior players in the Barbados police side, has done yeoman service for police over the years. One recalls him coming into the police setup in local domestic cricket some years ago as a young, budding, and effervescent all-rounder, actually. Bowls a fairly stiff medium pace also, and would have made his way into the Barbados setup, particularly for the abbreviated versions of the game. There's a famous story, a legendary story surrounding him and the Barbados team in the Caribbean T20, in relation to a man called Jonathan Fu. We wouldn't discuss that here, but as I said, the story, those who know the story know exactly what I am talking about.
It is true, but we leave that for another conversation with, as Bob waits to receive from Bishul. And to this one, he's driving easily off the mark. First delivery, down to the man at long off, comes around and field cleanly. No misfield, but no second run resulting. So Bob is off the mark. Indeed, being a talented player throughout the years, as you said, has been a stalwart here at the police club, and a very talented player. Aline is hitting this one down behind point. He runs one. He's going to come back easily for the second. The watcher return, taking the score up to 81 for 4. And I've seen him play some innings, Wayne. I mean, some superb innings in terms of power and striking the ball tremendously. And indeed, a stalwart here at the police club. And he's hitting that one, Aline, easily off the pass. The fielder, the long arm boundary, comes up, feeds cleanly, and one more to the total, taking it on to 82 for 4. Young Kadeem Aline on to 33.
Well, one has to be impressed with the approach here by Kadeem Aline. Very ebullient player normally, but one likes to see the way that he has tempered his approach, taken up the responsibility of seeing the team through till the end, and it's been very much a controlled knock from him. Quite impressive.
The Bashir is up, the balls to Bob, and Bob is forward, plays in the offside, can't score. I think the word I would use here for Kadeem Aline today, you know, he's batted in a mature fashion. As you said, one who normally loves to hit the ball, hit it far and hard. But playing the situation, knowing that there's plenty time and deliveries to get across the line, this is indeed a fantastic knock from him.
Well, we have come to the 10th over of the police innings. Still some 13 runs are required. I think we can do a quick recap for you, where we've seen the policemen losing the wickets of Daryl Babb for 15, Michael Stewart for 5, Mario Albert for no score, Darius Sargent, the last batsman, dismissed for 25. Some 15 balls he would have faced for those 25 runs. And the quick bowling figures for the BVI: Chad Batson, none for 11, Imran Smith, 3 for 22, Jaden Leacock, none for 23, Bishun Silchan, 1 for 16, and Jamal Mickey, no wicket for 10 runs. So they're getting themselves back in line to resume the game. But again, we see the busy highway Halls Road on the eastern end of the ground down. I think you're a man from these parts.
Oh, certainly. This is my area, Wayne. I played as a boy all around here, Queen's Park, Harrison College Ground just to our right. And this total area, as a youngster, would have been playing all kinds of games around here. So I'm indeed at home, Wayne.
But yes, you would have been very familiar with the Weymouth B, which is now no longer a playing facility, but we're going to get back to that. As the bowler Batson takes it over from the southern end, whipped off the toes by Aline out behind square, and the batsman just jog a couple of runs. I'm sure a bit more urgency. There could have easily have been a third run there, but so much such is the control of the police team in this pursuit that this pair just prepared to just easily jog back for a couple of runs. So Aline up to 36, it is 84 for 4. The right arm off spinner is holding a delivery, lifted up over its extra cover fielder, perfectly picking that gap between deep cover and long off, and this is getting easier and easier as it goes along. Aline just nonchalantly just dropping onto the front foot and choosing exactly where he wanted to hit that one.
Indeed, a magnificent shot, Wayne. Getting close to it, up and over, splitting the gaps, perfectly as though he was behind with a ruler. And the measurements were precise and into the boundary for 4.
88 for 4 is the total. 7 runs required. Another short delivery. Hitting this one, a massive shot by Kadeem Aline. Again, Don, you are a man from these parts, and when you're hitting in the east at Weymouth, you're almost hitting into a fan. The fan was turned off on that occasion. That ball was hit hard, far, and mightily for a massive 6.
A magnificent shot that, and he did it effortlessly, as you said, against the wind, and that one simply just went in the area where I would have done some fishing as a little boy to fill my aquarium. That was indeed a powerful shot, massive shot, Wayne, all the way for a massive 6. And Kadeem Aline is definitely playing a beautiful innings here today.
Only the second 6 of the innings is into the 40s. So there's 1 run required, and Aline on 46 has an opportunity to pick up a half century. Let's see how it goes. He's going to get it. 1 bounce into the boundary at extra cover. He wins the match. He achieves his 50. Everything done right. Magnificent win by the Barbados Police, easily reaching 98 for 4 in just 10 overs and 4 balls to win with as many as 9 overs and 2 balls remaining. A comprehensive dismissal of the British Virgin Islands for the defending champions, Barbados Police, in the opening encounter of the regional police T20 competition. A perfect start for the record of the Barbados Police, Don. I think it was always on the cards once they were only given 95 to win.
Indeed, Wayne, that was a magnificent shot by young Kadeem Aline to bring up his 50, but also a magnificent innings play here today. This young man from the beginning, when he got to the crease, he showed that he was in control. He showed that he was a player for the future. He showed why he was involved in the senior side. He showed why he came to the right to the junior side. And he showed you why he should be one to be reckoned with. A magnificent innings. Also, 50 partnership between himself and Captain Dario Sargent that easily brought it home for the Barbados Police Service. Indeed, common sense, lots of intelligence, patience, and magnificent stroke play, Wayne. That is what did it here for police chasing Amiga 95.
Well, Kadeem Aline, 50 not out of 29 deliveries. He struck 6 fours and 1 6 and struck at a rate of 172.4 runs per 100 balls. You couldn't ask for better. He's a guest player with the police side, and of course, well, as the pro, I guess he's the man who has to bring it home, and he has done his job very, very well here. Well, it's now afternoon, but of course this game got going at 10 o'clock this morning, and it has all been Barbados from the beginning until the end. And Kadeem Aline having with him his player coach Larry Babb for company at the end. Babb just on 1 after some 2 deliveries, and the Barbados Police 98 for 4. Watson 1.4 overs for 27 runs. Smith 3 overs, 1 maiden, 3 wickets for 22. Leacock 3 overs for 23. Shilchan 1 wicket for 16 from 2 overs. And Mickle 1 over for 10 runs. There were just 2 extras, 2 wides sent down by the BVI, and for the police team. Bob got 15, Stewart 5, Albert no score, Sergeant 25, and they were the other batsmen to come in to play. So the
well, indeed, the Barbados Police Service will be happy to get out the blocks for the first game, and indeed, their manager, Michael Blackman. You can see them in the huddle, no doubt happy that they've gone the first game out of the way, and not only out of the way, but with a victory as they get together with the other players to indeed to celebrate what has been a comprehensive victory here for them in this first game in the regional police T20 tournament win. And no indeed, indeed Wayne, they are sending a message to the other teams: be careful, look out, we are coming, we are home, and we could be dangerous.
Well, the police are in the area. So we've got, this is just the first half of a double header scheduled for today's opening day of the 2023 tournament. The tournament was last held down in 2019 in St. Lucia when Barbados won the championship for the second time. It was then, and as you mentioned, they've already sent a warning. The intent is to defend that title, and anybody coming for that title, they have their work cut out. So the second game, I think Trinidad and Tobago versus St. Vincent will be the teams involved in that. But once again, quite comfortable victory by the Barbados Police over the BVI. And if there was to be a choice of a man of the match, Don, who would be your man of the match?
That's an easy one, Wayne, no doubt. Young Kadeem Holder, that was Kadeem Allen, sorry, that was a magnificent knock.
So we will be back with further coverage when the second match commences. In the meantime, stay tuned and wait for our call.